Hello, everyone. It's Brian Underwood. Something that's been on my mind lately is, everyone coming up with gimmicks or one-liners or trying to find buzzwords to capitalize off of. I love social media. I love the internet, and it's created this whole ecosystem of people, going to create money grabs that aren't giving value because of salesmanship or trickery. And I think that my challenge to everyone listening to this is forget about the trickery and the salesmanship and let's everyone start focusing, because there's so much talent out there and they have such a short-term mentality to go for the money grab. And the reality of it is that there's no way you can build something to last by chasing trends. Yes, you can make some money, but I think ultimately it hurts the marketplace and it hurts entrepreneurship. And so many people do it. I've grown up in an industry for the last 27 years to see people jump from, what they would consider, I'll call it one splash to the next splash. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, there's no growth in that and there's no betterment to the world. However, you can find, just like with any industry, a few companies that always stand the test of time. And you have to ask yourself this: what is it that separates them from everyone else? And I'm going to give you this simple formula, and I think this formula is so important no matter what you're doing as an entrepreneur. And that is this: begin with the end in mind first and foremost. What is it that you really want to do? If all you're doing is going for money, I'm telling you that's a recipe not only for disaster, but for misery. It's going to be easy come, easy going. When you chase money, money will elude you. And I don't think that anyone grows and you don't become conscientious of what you're leaving back in the world. I'm not saying you can't have a little bit of fun with the money that you generate, but if you're able to generate enough that makes a difference, you have the talent and the ability to do something to create a legacy. And the formula that I want everyone just to keep in mind is this: is number one, begin with the end in mind. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Simon Sinek has a book, What Inspires Leaders to Do What They Do. A lot of you've seen that TED Talk. If you haven't, go watch it now. What inspires leaders to do what they do? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I think to create something that will stand the test of time, you have to have something more effective than just a sales strategy. Yes, sales strategy is great, but you have to do more than just capitalize on a current trend. So to endure creation, whether it's a product, a company, a piece of art, you want it to go on and earn money based on the value it brings, far beyond when the work is finished or when you're done promoting it, right? Because it stands the test of time. And I think community-based marketing is one of the ways to do it. Is, if you begin with the end in mind, one of the strategies is whatever you're doing, is it going to be solid enough that a community can support it and reinforce it in 10 years, a decade, or 2 decades, right? And so the difference between a great work and an idea for a great work is the sweat, the time, the effort. I had something on my desk forever that my dad got me that was a jewelry holder, and it said nothing of value was ever created without effort and investment, right? It's the agony that goes into engaging an idea to turn it into something real. And I think so many people take so many shortcuts because of what they want immediately, which is cash flow, right? And there's so many creative ways that you can go do that right now today. Every single person is a consumer, right? So listen, our number one impulse is to buy, but be aware of someone just selling you something to sell you something. Support those that have a greater consciousness for what they want to leave behind, that they're building something to last, right? Quality does matter. And so don't get caught up to the inertia or the energy of the sale. As a buyer beware, making sure that you're buying something from something that's reputable, that'll be around, that you're supporting a greater level of consciousness, right? I love social entrepreneurship for that matter, and I think that you could create consumer consciousness through communities, right, with community-based marketing. And so If you're a creator, you're an entrepreneur, I'm going to encourage you to implement this formula and pursue a strategy that's really simple, right? And that is, don't take the fast path to success. Even though it can be grand and luring, you know, disconnect from that and the immediate results and reconnect with what's important, right? And what's important is what you're doing going to be able to be a lifestyle brand, right? Is it going to be able to inspire other people, and is it going to be able to support an entire community? So I do think luck's important, right? You make your own luck, though, with intelligence, adaptability, and a lot of hard work and hustle. So luck is certainly an important factor, but success is also the result of this. And here's the formula that every entrepreneur should follow, right? Making the decision, committing to the decisions that we make, but also being mindful of this: the right decisions with the right priorities. Are your priorities your people, or your priorities your brand, or your priorities the long tail? And definitely the right product that's congruent to that. So if you want to build a lifestyle brand that can last, you have to make the right decisions plus the right priorities and the right product. Let me give you an example of what some of those right decisions can be, right? Because all in the marketing in the world won't matter if the product hasn't been made right. So make sure that your product is aligned with your vision and mission of what you want to do, and it can sustain. But here's some of the right decisions. The right decision might be you plan, you polish something up, but you get feedback. But the right decision might be to change your course, to be adaptable. The right decision could be to stay the course. Or the right decision could be to start all over again, like to completely start all over again. And that could be really rough, but you have to do that sometimes, not only in the incubator stage, but as you're growing and going through different seasons as a company or as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing in your entrepreneurship. You know, your business is going to go through different seasons, but you want to stay aligned to your own vision and mission and make sure sometimes that the right decision is the hardest decision to make, right? Your right priorities might be about the brand or the people or the vision and the mission or what the core value is. And making sure that whatever product that you have, that it's congruent to that vision and mission. That is the formula. It's simple. So anyway, I don't know. Just one thing that frustrates me is, fast success usually leads to fast failure. And I think so many times you get so overhyped in today's world that people can't filter out the noise. Create a strong filter for yourself. And the first step is spend as much effort and time as you need to create the highest quality, product, team, community. And keep in mind that making something that can truly be great will require following through long enough and going through a big frustration road that it can stand. So with that being said, hopefully you took something from this, but my encouragement or my challenge is begin with the end in mind, build something to last. Even though it might take a little longer, it might be a rougher road, it will definitely be worth it at the end. And make sure that you follow that formula: right decisions, the right priorities, and the right product. And so be willing to do it. Do that thing. We'll talk to you guys soon.